Welcome in our second semester in UCSB Understanding Culture, Society, and Politics. So we will be discussing about the social sciences as part of our introductory lesson. So before I discuss, let me emphasize our learning competencies or our objectives for this lesson is to discuss the nature, goals, and perspectives in or of anthropology, sociology, and political sciences. And I add even psychology. Later, because in our objectives, there are only at least three social sciences mentioned. So that is anthropology. They are anthropology, sociology, and political science. But later we will realize na we also have psychology and even other sub topics or sub subject included in the social sciences. Okay, so let's proceed. So let's define first science. So basically, when we say science, most of the time we always think of about natural science. Okay, so for today, we need to clarify what's the basic definition of science, and that would be the basis why uh, we believe that there are other sciences that we usually neglect, and that is actually the social science. Why we called it social science? Okay, so let's define first definition of science. So the term science actually refers to the body of knowledge obtained by methods based on systematic observation. As a scientific discipline, it involves organized, take note of that, organized systematic study of phenomenon in order to understand or to, enhance our understanding. Okay, so all scientists, sabi dyan, whether studying a mushroom or marderels, take note, the two letter M, mushrooms referring to natural sciences and marderels actually referring to social sciences. Okay, so both of that actually involves observation and a little bit more than studying but analyzing. Okay, so attempt to connect precise information through methods of study that are as objective as possible. So they rely on careful observations, accumulation of data. The sciences are commonly divided into natural and social sciences. So alisin natin yung ating perception when we say science. Most of the time, we always refer to physics, astronomy, etc. So ngayon, titignan natin this neglected part nung tinatawag nating division dun sa tinatawag nating sciences. At yun yung tinatawag nating social sciences. So ano yung similarities? Take note of that. May sinasabi rito sa ating definition. So, observation, ano pa yon? A study and accumulation of data. So, merong different levels yun. Actually, sa natural science, may observation, pero sabi nila mas reliable kasi sabi nila mas controlled siya at hindi medyo complicated compared with social sciences kasi we are studying human being and human behavior. But just the same, because tinawag silang science as part ng science, although some scholars would question that because of the complexity and somehow difficulty of studying human behavior. But just the same, the basic similarities are the observation, the study or analysis, and yung tinatawag nating part of that yung accumulation of data. Okay? So next, so with that, we know we have two major or division of science. So na I already said that we have natural science and social science. So we have three areas to discuss. First, the description, then the division, and the developer. By the way, baka magtataka kayo bakit iba yun nasa module. So, one thing, because hindi ako writer nun, but just the same, we are in align with the competencies or what we call as objectives. So, hindi na ako kukuha ron, mas i-explore ko lang para mas lalo natin ma-appreciate and somehow ma-reach natin deeply yung ating objectives. Okay, so natural science and social science. So let's see first the description. So when we say natural science, is the study of physical features of nature, the way in which they interact and change. So the way they interact and change. Actually, pag tinignan niyo yung different descriptions sa social science, magkakaiba lang dun sa word na physical at saka social. Okay? And the rest, kung papansinin ninyo at manonotice ninyo, ay almost the same. So, social features of nature, we are referring to human behavior and human nature. Okay? So, doon sa natural sciences, it's more of animals, plants, and even non-living things like in geology. Okay? So, we have division. Part of that, we have astronomy, biology, chemistry, geology, and physics. So, physics, the branch of science concerned with the nature and properties of matter and energy. And basically, astronomy, the study of movements and relative position of a celestial body interpreted as having an influence on human affairs and natural world. So, when we say geology, it's actually part of the earth science concerned with the solid earth, the rocks of which it is composed, and the process by which they change over time. And chemistry deals with the properties, composition, structure of substances, the transformation they undergo, and the energy that is released, absorbed during these processes. So, yun yung part na tinatawag nating natural sciences. And biology, of course, basically the study of living things. At actually, ang inalist lang doon, basically, ay hindi masyadong in-emphasize is about, included doon sa yung human being. Pero compare with social sciences, it's more of an abstract human behavior. Part of biology, actually, yung human body. Pero sa social science, it's more of the internal part. Sabi nga nila, the intangible, yung hindi natin nakikita, hindi natin nahahawakan. Pero just the same, it involves human being. Okay, so excuse, social science, yung mga division o different branches, sociology, anthropology, economics, history, psychology, and political science. Pero mamaya titignan natin yung basic standard. Inalis doon yung economics tsaka history. Okay, so we have developer, just to be consistent with my alliteration, all letter D. So description, division, then the developer or the thinkers. So we have Galileo Galilei, Aristotle, Dmitri Mendeleev, and James Hutton. Okay, the social science scientists, we have Auguste Comte, Sigmund Freud, Aristotle, and others. Okay, so mamaya may explore natin siya. Another is the branches. Ito na yung basic explanation, okay, about the social sciences. So, sabi diyan, the social sciences are a group of disciplines concerned with the study of human behavior. Okay? The standard social sciences are anthropology, economics, political science, psychology, and sociology. Okay? So, dun sa ating module, ang wala dun is the economics at saka I think psychology. Ang included lang doon ay yung anthropology, political science, at saka sociology. Understandable kasi subject natin ay UCSP. Okay, yan. Hintayin natin umulan yung ating slides. Umuulan na. Okay? So, medyo mabagal lang siya. Okay, so Let me continue reading, sabi dyan, but the sphere of interest also includes parts of and such other disciplines. So, merong basic standard, yung major part ng social sciences. Pero included or incorporated dun sa basic standard as part ng branches ng social science, we have yung mga tinatawag nating other disciplines. So, archaeology, geology, history, philosophy, and theology. Even ethnomusicology, linguistic, literary criticism. Di-discuss nyo yan, I think, lalo na sa UMS, yung one of your major specialized subject, yung DIS, tsaka DIAS. Okay? So, yung mga ism. Let's continue. So, ito yung isa sa mga medyo pinaghirapan kong ni-research at tinignan para magkaroon tayo ng overview. So, political science, anthropology, psychology. So, ito yung standard economics and sociology. So, you have the basic description or the definition. Okay? So, daanan na lang natin yan. Pwede nyo naman yan balikan and self-explanatory. Okay? So, punta na tayo ron sa same with beginnings. Punta tayo dun sa father or originator. Tandaan natin, in any branch of knowledge or discipline, ay hindi basta sumusulpot na lang yung ideas. Lahat ay merong mga proponent and meron tayong mga tinatawag na originator o yung mga tinatawag nating father. Okay? Nung nagturo ako dati ng philosophy, gumamit ako ng mga words na father of modern philosophy, father, ano. So may nagtanong, sino yung mother? Sino yung grandfather, ano. So basic metaphor lang siya, illustration, just to emphasize yung originator. Okay? So minsan prince pa ang ginagamit. The prince of knowledge, the prince of specific discipline. Okay, so father or originator. So political science, basically, ay during the time of Aristotle, meron na. In fact, may sinulat si Aristotle. Sorry, nagkamali ako ng, at least memorize ko pa. Hindi si Aristotle, si Plato sa kanyang Republic. Ano, yung kanyang sinulat na Republic. So, even during the time of Plato, ay meron na talagang idea ng political science. Okay, so siya yung originator yan. Yung tinatawag natin ng writing sa Republic. Doon ang galing yung ating idea, mga terminology like democracy, yung basic representation, etc. So, sa Paul Gove, sa mga UMS major o track, ay di-discuss sa inyo yan. Okay? So, si Aristotle ang talagang, o si Plato, sorry, ang originator. Okay? So, pero meron tayong tinatawag na modern father of political science. Same with other discipline. Merong, kasi nag-evolve siya, later on, mas nagiging mas systematic, mas very specific, compared dun sa mga explanation. So, ang kinukonsider na father of modern political science ay si Niccoli Machiavelli. Okay? Sa kanyang sinulat na The Prince. So, very controversial yan kasi parang merong element ng parang deception, yung mga idea na hindi ka dapat magtiwala sa kapwa mo, dapat sila ay minamanipulate mo in a way, parang ganon, for you to be an effective politician. Okay? So, pero overall, marami naman din mga discussion si Niccoli Machiavelli, although mas inline yung kanyang writings na yon sa tinatawag nating system of government na dictatorship or totalitarianism, yung strong leadership. Okay, so next we have anthropology. So, science of human beings and their ancestors. So, nandiyan yung mga sources natin from Merriam-Webster Dictionary. Okay, so ang anthropology, it's in general a study of human beings and their ancestors. Kaya dinagdag ko dyan kasi generally madalas in-emphasize lang dahil yung technical meaning niyan, anthropos meaning man. So logy, study, so study of man o human beings. Pero kapag trinis natin yung history, ang anthropology, nakapokus talaga siya sa tinatawag nating ancestors, yung mga beginnings ng mga different races. So, yan yung tinatawag nating anthropology. Especially, yung pinag-aaralan nila yung mga Asian people, okay? Mga Western group, yung mga paano nabuhay yung mga primitive, yung mga Asian people. Okay? So, ng father of anthropology is si Richard Harbour. Isa siyang British. Alam niyo nila yung mga nationality nila para somehow ma-compare natin. Ano? Yung mga nakaraan na, hindi masyadong ganun kasikat talaga ang American. Mostly, of course, hindi pa kasi sila well established that time. Pero most of our thinkers, hindi lang sa natural science but even sa social science, ay karamihan mga European. Okay? Although part of the Western and English, sabi nga natin, dominantly ay Western or West part, Western part rather than Eastern part sa Asian and even African and other part. Pero mapapansin nyo kung hindi sila German, French, minsan meron ako nabasa na nagparamihan ng mga great scholars. Ano? So, sabi nila pinakamarami talaga kung hindi German ay uh, mga French, sa France. Ano? So, dito mapapansin natin yon. Okay? So, sa anthropology, we have, same with political science, if we have modern father of political science, ganun din sa anthropology. Okay, so si Claude Lévi-Strauss, isa siyang French at may dugo din siyang Jewish. Okay, so sila yung mga nag-originate. Kung gusto nyong mas explore sila, mas maganda, i-search nyo kasi ito ay basic background lang, overview. Okay, so I think yan yung mga nagsimula ng mga scientific study, yung mga kanina na-discuss natin, even yung archaeology, yung pagkakalkal nila ng mga paano nabuhay ang mga unang tao at how they interact, how they live, both with both use of material and even non-material things as part din ng ating i-discuss later. Okay, so next we have psychology. So, mas familiar tayo kay Sigmund Freud. Siya nag-popularize ng psychology. Pero, yung originator talaga ay hindi siya. So, mahirap i-pronounce. Ano? Katulad ng mga pangalan nila, Wilhelm Machiavelli, which, hindi ko alam kung pronounce E o hindi ko na-check siya. Pero, isa siyang German at part yata ng kanyang achievement. Siya yung una talagang gumawa ng study about human behavior at nagkaroon ng parang somehow a clinic, okay? At siya yung technically unang tinawag talaga as psychologist. Okay? So next we have economics. Of course, we have Adam Smith. So katulad ngayon, may section tayo Adam Smith. Ito yun, yung father of economics. Actually, wala na siyang ancient, walang modern kasi yung development talaga ng economics ay nangyari during the modern period noong 1776. Okay, kasabay din halos ng pag-usbong ng United States of America. Okay? So si Adam Smith, isa siyang Scottish at yung kanyang book na The Wealth of Nation. Yan ngayon nakabase yung ating yung idea ng capitalism, exchange of goods and services, etc. Okay? So, next we have sociology. At ito yung mamaya titignan natin kasi part talaga siya ng ating subject kaya tayo UC. S, yung S doon ay sociology. So, basically, it's a systematic study of human behavior and interactions in society. So, si Auguste Comte or Comte is a French at yung kanyang sinulat sa Corps de Philosophe Positive. So, kilala rin siya dun sa tinatawag nating positivism. So, pag sinabing positivism, yung pagbibigay diin sa scientific studies. Dito sumabay yung pag-usbong ng, katulad ng sinasabi sa ating module, actually, ang development ng social science ay kasabay nung industrial period, yung malaking development na nangyayari with the use of technology, specifically yung industry natin ng factory, at sabayan mo pa yan na maraming problems during that time na na-encounter nila. Okay? So, next. So, levels of sociological, sorry, natin nawawala, bagal. Sociological analysis, tama na pala yung kanina. Okay, ano nangyayari? Yan. So, we have, hindi lang maisabay yun. Nasa isang slides pala siya na pagsama. So, we have the theme and uh, the description and examples. So, daanan na lang natin siya, different levels of sociological analysis. So, we have applied, clinical, and pure or basic sociology. So, yun yung tama ring pagkakasunod-sunod. Yung development ng sociology, so dito na tayo sa part ng sociology, ay kasabay yung different approaches o basic analysis ng society. So, we have applied, clinical, and pure or basic sociology. So, lahat nag-start sa applied. Sabi ko nga kanina, at katulad din sinasabi sa ating module, ang development ng social science, specifically ng sociology, ay bunga nung kagustuhan ng tao na baguhin ang lipunan. Okay? Nakita nila yung problema dahil sila ay nabubuhay noon at basically, siguro naisip din nila ay meron silang part na pwedeng gawin para magkaroon ng changes. At sinamahan na natin yung tinatawag natin, kaya ang sawag sa kanya ay social science. So, ginamitan nila ng analysis at siguro naganap sila ng mga patterns, ano yung mga possible actions para makakontribute sila ng mga changes sa society. So, sa applied sociology, sabi diyan, the use of the discipline, the specific intent of yielding practical behaviors and organization. So, ang gusto lang nila ay yung practicality noong some specific action in study and even research na gagawin nila. So, may example dyan, mga US President for almost more than 40 or 50 years, lahat ng US President, usually nag-establish sila, even dito sa ating country, at sinundan din ng even other countries of the world, lalo na mga democratic countries, nag-establish sila ng mga commissions to deal with major sociological concerns such as violence, pornography, crime, immigration, and population. Yan yung basics sa US. Pero I think dito sa Philippines, mas marami pa tayo in-explore. So, meron silang in-establish na commission para pag-aralan ano ba yung causes and effects at ano yung mga pwedeng gawin natin para collectively magkaroon ng changes, lalo na as led by the government. Okay? So, next, we have clinical. So, it is dedicated to facilitate change by altering social relationship as in family therapy and restructuring social institution. So, halos similar sila. Ang basic lang ay dito daw sa clinical, mas nagkaroon ng development. Kasi dito, para naging as somehow, naging isang profession na siya at ginagamitan na siya ng mga mas complicated mechanics and system and dealing and starting usually sa tinatawag natin mga family therapies. So, ito'y connected din doon sa tinatawag nating mga counseling and psychological approaches. Okay, so yan yung mga reorganization of a medical center, so and others. Okay, so next we have pure and basic sociology. So sabi ko nga, nag-starts yung analysis as part ng sociology sa applied and clinical, pero nag-end siya talaga dun sa pure and basic sociology. Para bang ang sinasabi lang dito ay acceptin natin yung reality. Mahirap baguhin ang society. As part ng tinatawag nating basic sociology, pag-aralan mo na lang yung realidad kaysa sikapin mo at mag-prostrate ka lang na baguhin to. Okay? So, at makalikha ka lang ng pattern. Bakit kaya ganito nangyayari sa isang tao kapag siya ay nakatira halimbawa sa squatter area at siya ay walang trabaho at siya ay lalaki at sa ganitong edad, ganito yung magiging buhay niya. Okay? So, yun, nagke-create sila, nagkakandak sila ng mga research at nakaka-create sila ng pattern, ano yung mga mas may chances, may tendency na maging ganito, whether positive or negative. Okay? So, yun yung tinatawag nating pure or basic sociology. I end. Pero alam ko meron pa. Tignan natin at daanan natin yung pinamemorize ko sa inyo. Yan, yung tinatawag nating micro at saka macro sociology. Ito yung approaches. Kanina, sociological analysis, okay, of situation in society. This one, yung tinatawag nating approaches. So, we have the description again and the example. So, sa micro, like with other different study, when we say micro, uh, a smaller part, okay? Macro, yung a bigger portion or approach. Okay? So, micro, the study of human behavior in context of face-to-face interaction. While macro, the study of a large-scale group, organization, and even social system. So, you have the example. So, sa micro, halimbawa ay katulad sa situation natin ngayon. Ang basic example is to understand how business corporation functions. So, we need to analyze yung daily activities nila, yung face-to-face interaction, paano sila bakit may mga negosyo na mas may tendency na maging successful, yung iba ay hindi. So, you are dealing with very specific and detailed and dun sa tinatawag nating face-to-face interaction. Okay? So, ano purpose? Bakit approaches siya? Kasi, pwedeng based on that, ay makakreate, katulad ng tinitignan natin kanina, makakreate sila ng mga necessary action and step para ma-reach nila yung certain goal or objectives. Okay? At maiwasan nila. At actually, ito yung nagiging pattern kung bakit may mga negosyo, hindi lang sa negosyo, kundi even sa government, even schools. Pinag-aaral nila yung mga different approaches, ano yung mga best practices, etc. Yun yung tinatawag nating micro-sociology. And of course, we have macro, so the study of large-scale group, organization, or social system. So example nito ay sabi diyan, because of the societal level of technological development, we have many ways of maintaining friendship today. We may choose to call, send, or email, of course, text message, or communicate via Facebook or Skype. Yet, sabi diyan, we may also choose to fly thousands of miles to spend the weekend with a friend. So, ito na yung development ng in a larger scale. Larger scale meaning between countries and even between different businesses and different organization. Ano yung nakikreate nila as a whole. Okay? At paano to nagdadala ng mga changes at developments sa ating society. Of course, ngayon, siguro kung sa macro approach with using the example sa pandemic natin ngayon, ano yung mga basic actions na ginagawa ngayon and communication between different countries of the world at ano yung mga possible mechanics na pwedeng gawin nila to somehow solve this bigger problem of COVID-19. Okay? So, that's all. Okay, so puntahan ko lang yung ating module. So later, di-discuss natin at mas explore pa natin yung ilang mga nandirito na actually na dinaanan ng excuse ng writer. So especially when it comes to culture. Later, ko-compare natin differences and similarities of culture and society. And even yung sociological perspective. Medyo may overlapping kasi kapag tinignan natin yung, overlapping, parang medyo nadadaanan na ibang topic. Pero mas ma-explore pa yun actually sa mga susunod na lesson. Okay? So yung question niya, why is there a need for politics? Can we exist without politics? So, because as part ng discussion natin, politics is always associated with power and how we govern yung society. Basically, when we say politics, there could be formal and non-formal. When we say non-formal, as part ng society, wala mang election na nangyayari, basta may society at may organization, ay automatic merong magiging natural leader. Kahit hindi nyo siya daanin sa anumang negotiation na formal, especially with the use ng tinatawag nating ballot. Okay? So when we say formal, yun na yung usually mas alam natin when we say politics. Okay? Dinadaan sa election, dinadaan sa constitution, and etc. Okay? So dinaanan niya rin dyan yung social contract theories. May mga terms dyan na later actually mas explore pa natin, especially yung mga tinatawag yung social agreement, etc. Okay? So politics as science and yung basic concept of politics. So, okay? So, thank you. I hope na dagdagan natin. And actually, kukuha din ako sa module na ginawa, pero dahil kaya gumagawa rin ako ng ganito para mas ma-explore pa natin, but at the same time, dito ako kukuha ng magiging summative test natin. Okay? Mas marami ko kukunin dito sa mga every lesson, hopefully, dahil wala naman ng inaasikasong sinusulat na module ngayon. So, hopefully, makagawa ako at ma-reach ko na every lesson makagawa tayo ng video na katulad nito. Okay? So, thank you very much and I hope we enjoy this subject sa UCSP Understanding Culture, Society, and Politics. Thank you very much.